Suspicious Babysitter. Complete story on a child who begins to suspect that their new babysitter is not quite human. Sophie had always been excited about having a new babysitter. She loved the idea of meeting new people and making new friends. So, when her parents introduced her to the new babysitter, a quiet and reserved woman named Missy, Sophie was eager to get to know her better. But something about Missy seemed off to Sophie. She had pale skin, and her eyes seemed to glow in the dark. And there was something about the way she moved, so graceful and fluid, almost like she was gliding. Sophie tried to shake off her unease and give Missy a chance, but as the night wore on, she couldn't shake the feeling that there was something not quite right about her. Missy never seemed to eat or drink anything, and when Sophie asked her if she was hungry, Missy just smiled enigmatically and said she didn't need to eat. Sophie's suspicions grew stronger when Missy refused to let her watch TV or play any games. Instead, she insisted on teaching Sophie how to meditate and control her thoughts. Sophie found it weird but tried to go along with it. The final straw came when Sophie caught Missy staring at her in the dark. Her eyes seemed to be glowing even brighter than before, and Sophie felt a chill run down her spine. She knew then that Missy was not human. Sophie wanted to scream for her parents, but she was too scared to move. She watched as Missy stood up and glided toward her, her movements so graceful and fluid that Sophie felt hypnotized. As Missy approached, Sophie closed her eyes, waiting for the worst. But when she opened them again, she was surprised to find Missy gone. She looked around the room, but there was no sign of her. Sophie told her parents everything when they returned home, but they didn't believe her. They thought she was just making it up, or had an overactive imagination. But Sophie knew what she had seen and felt, and she was never comfortable with Missy again. Years later, Sophie still thinks about that night and wonders what Missy really was. She knows that she wasn't human, but she also knows that she may never find out what she really was. And that thought still sends shivers down her spine,